Today we got an exercise program for our audience. It's the TRX system that we're going to review. It's great for elderly softball players. It's good for anybody actually. What is the TRX system? It's total resistant exercises. Okay, and it's a specialized form of suspension training that utilizes equipment developed by a former U.S. Navy SEAL Randy Hendricks. TRX is a form of suspension training, as I mentioned, that uses your body weight exercise to develop strength, balance, flexibility, and core stability simultaneously. Well, listen, back in my day, they called it isometrics, but it's a new world, a new device, and it's a lot more effective than the isometric tools I used to have. Well, John Ferrani is going to be our expert. Let's go in and talk to John. So here's my man, John Ferrani. John, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us about your swimming history.
Grew up swimming, college swimmer, All-American a couple of years in my College Hall of Fame.
College Hall of Fame, great, buddy.
And probably set me up for life for training. Got me used to working out.
I estimate your body fat at like 5 to 8%. What do you think it is?
Right now, probably a little higher. I'm in a eating, training mode sort of thing. I find as you get older.
But look at this boy. He is in good shape, folks. So find you when you get older.
It's hard to maintain a low body fat. You lose your energy, you lose your.
Yeah, I hear that, man.
You got to kind of cycle through, but generally, about like 10 to 15.
And for you softball players out there, this guy is the ultimate home run hitter for his age in Brevard County here, and he's the ultimate overlap grip guy that took advice from the old man, his buddy. Okay, John, so we're going to do TRX, man. What does that TRX stand for? I had a hard time identifying this morning. It was.
I think we determined it's just total body resistance exercise.
Yeah. So John is somewhat an expert. So what's the first one we're going to do today, John?
We'll start with a chest press, basic chest press.
Okay.
Since it's just body weight, you can start with standing up mostly to get you loosened up. And as you get better at it or loosen up, you can go further, deeper to build a little more
What's
strength.
the biggest benefit of TRX to a softball player in the context?
For older softball players, it's very joint, good. Doesn't have any restrictions on the joints for whatever you use. More like if you do like a bench press on a bench, your shoulders are restricted into a certain spot.
And it's a natural movement, right?
Yeah, it's a natural movement. Yeah. So, said everybody gets a little older, shoulders get a little beat up. You want to kind of maintain those natural positions as best you can, keep them hurt.
So how long have you been doing it?
TRX probably like 15 years maybe.
15. That's good enough for expert status. Okay, let's get on to the first one. We're good.
So we're just going to take it easy, start getting loose. Work it. Don't go too deep in your push. The further you go with your push, put your shoulders out of their natural position. When you're 20 years old, it's okay, but when you're 60-something now.
So you want to stop it at...
Stop about right here.
Right there.
Yeah. The number you do is up to you. I do about 10 to 15 reps.
And do you do sets of them?
I do 6 or 7 sets because I will eventually start working my way down to heavier and heavier.
Heavier and heavier? What do you mean by that?
Well, so my next set, I'll just take a couple of steps backwards.
Okay, so you step back to make it heavier.
So now it's more of your body weight. Same, nothing different. Same exercise.
And you do 6 or 7 of them, and how many was that again?
About 6 or 7 sets. About 10 to 15 each.
Wow, that's good. Must be. It kind of works your endurance too, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Going down and down, so I'm essentially doing a push-up with the TRX as you get more advanced.
And how often do you do that? Every other day?
TRX is about every third day.
Every third day?
So
because?
Pretty much do arms, legs, and then abdominals, and then take a rest day, arms, legs.
So we're going to focus on what? We're going to do 4 more, but are they going to be all upper body, or we're going to do spread it around?
For this, it's essentially the same exercise. The further you go down, the more you're using like when you do a push-up. Push-up's a great exercise because it's not only your arms, it's your chest.
It's actually one of the best for a ball player.
Yeah.
So obviously this is an extension of the push-up, but I would do both this and the push-ups. Do you do push-ups too?
Yeah. So in the TRX, one thing that it does for you as you go down is you're building this, but you're building the core of your shoulders because your arms can move in any direction. So a push-up doesn't really work the core of your shoulders as much. Great exercise. TRX, since you've got to maintain the strength this way, builds up the core. In the world of softball, that means you're probably going to hit the ball a little bit better.
The core is one of the most important things to have, and for your overall general health. I mean, the core is a key to your immune system, etc., etc.
So I'll just take a couple more steps backwards. Same exercise. Maintain a straight body. But you're also working the core of your shoulders, which people don't really think about. All those rotator cuff muscles in there, since you're not restricted, you're using all those muscles of your shoulder.
So will that help you if you got rotator cuff problems?
Yes. Help you a lot. And that's all you got. Yeah, don't go any deeper than that. About right there. That's good.
And let me go back and see how. Yeah, I've been doing these, but not so far back like that. And I think, yeah, you can feel it. Yeah. John, tell me why TRX is better than a push-up again.
Well, when you do a push-up, your hands are on the ground, which kind of locks your shoulders in place. Great exercise. When you do TRX, your hands have the ability to move.
So you're getting the lateral muscle.
So all your stability muscles are now coming into play, which you don't use in regular push-ups. So now all four of your rotator muscles, ligaments and tendons and everything, all gets worked at the same time. And eventually they'll strengthen as you're able to hold them.
This could be a session in itself. Maybe we focus on what we call this session, if we would name it, shoulder.
Probably just core. Because when I say core, I'm talking about shoulder core, not this core happens when you go.
Shoulder core, and we call it shoulder core.
Yeah, all your rotator.
Focused on rotator cuff, right? Yeah. Would that be accurate?
You do like people work out, they bench press. That works your pec muscles. But that's not part of your rotator cuff. People work their back muscles, traps and delts, and it's not.
But it's not doing it. So I've heard that you can, on bench press, you could actually damage your rotator cuff.
You can, because it's the same idea. Is that you're sitting flat on a bench, so your shoulders are locked in place. So you're coming down, and your shoulders are actually dislocated, not dislocating, but they're out of a normal position.
I remember when I worked out with my grandson Justin, when we were doing bench press for his combines, and I actually hurt my back after that, because first time I had touched bench press in I don't know how long.
Is that right?
Yeah, and somebody told me that was kind of normal, because it tightens your back up so much. And I would assume that the exercise here doesn't tighten your back up.
Yeah, if you don't do bench press correctly, you hurt your back, hurt your shoulders, all sorts of things.
Okay.
Bench press with dumbbells is better than a bar.
Oh, really? Why is that?
Because you have movement, you produce some movement, but your shoulders are still locked onto the bench.
That's
so
good.
One of the exercises I show you TRX is, of course, we do the chest press, but we can switch and do the back, and you have nothing locked in place. So everything, once again, the shoulder rotator cuff muscles are now being strengthened or used.
I think that's what we're going to do, John. We're going to make this a separate, and then we'll have another one because the audience only wants 6 or 7 minutes, and I think this was a good. Can you recap what we're going to do now?
I'll just show you how to do a back exercise. Since we did a chest press, we want to try to work the opposite muscles in the same workout. So we're going to move, working the lats and traps and delts and everything up here. Same idea that the TRX allows your shoulder to rotate freely, so we're going to help rebuild those rotator cuff muscles.
Okay, let's do it, bud. Show me what we're going to do.
Just like in chest press, we're going to start out with just a little bit. This isn't very difficult, but it's a good warm-up. You got two ways to do it, this way. Or you can turn your hands this way. It works a little bit different muscle. Same idea. And as you progress and get loosened up,
How for
just
you
like
we go.
chest press, you take a step back. Just do the same exercise.
Oh, you
Just
bent,
that-
do you keep your leg bent like that, or do you keep that one leg back like that?
Yeah, if you put it like this, a lot of times your feet will slide out from under you.
Oh, they will.
So put this here.
You see that,
just
folks?
gives you a
That's
little bit of
important.
balance. It just gives you a little bit of balance. That's all.
Oh, it doesn't change anything in the upper body, so that yeah. You know what? I've been doing that, and I always thought, hey, well, I sometimes I thought I would pull the thing down. I mean, I was that's not going to happen. Okay.
You can put a lot of pressure on these things.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a good one, bud. Thanks. Give me the recap on that big guy.
All right, so we were just working our opposite muscle from the chest press. We worked down here at back, lats, delts, all traps, everything in there. And start out with standing up, work your way down as you get stronger. Same idea. You're working really, going to get your shoulder, core, all these rotator cuff muscles and tendons. And you're going to work those which you normally don't work them with regular machines.
So would this be safe to say, look, guys, if you have arm problems and think that your rotator cuff is getting weak, this would strengthen the rotator cuff, right?
Yes.
And I can tell you that I've been doing a little bit of this, and I haven't been able to throw for like a year, let's say, and now I'm getting to be able to throw. Throwing a lot into the dirt, but I'm still at least being able to throw.
So you can throw without a lot of pain anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have the pain anymore. The
That's
pain's
what's
gone.
important.
Yeah, okay.
Great.
Now what is that right there? Just like a push-up, right?
It's a chest press, but it's close to close thing to a push-up that you can
Is that harder than a push-up?
do. Yeah, because your hands are all the movement.
Because you got that lateral movement, you can't. Yeah, okay. Talking about what we got to be careful about, and explain that to me again.
Well, one exercise I was getting ready to show was just to stretch everything out. And you just kind of lean into it. How far you lean just depends on how far on your strength. But you can also do this to the side. You want to hold it. What you want to be aware of is this is kind of what you call a natural position for your shoulders. So there's no strain on my shoulders per se. Some people like to do it more like this. Shoulders that's not a natural position for your shoulders. So an older person would have a little trouble with that. Eventually it probably hurt your shoulders. So normally if you just walk into it, that's your natural position.
And what you don't want to do is what again?
Just kind of hold it, because this like stretches you out. It's not really a strengthening exercise.
Well, I tell you what. Let me try that, and you film it. Like that.
Actually, stand up.
Stand up.
Put your hands up. And then just lean into it.
I guess.
So you feel the stretch in here.
Oh, I feel it. You filming?
Yeah.
I feel it, dude.
Now just push it forward. So you stand back up. And just relax. Now when you just kind of lean into it. Yeah. And then hold it for a count of 4 or 5 and then pull it back.
Yeah, I can feel it, man. It feels good. Now, why'd you say that my arms were quivering on that one? Because
Yeah, if you're not used to TRX, your hands, they're free to move in any direction you want. Most weight exercises, your hands are fixed and you don't have to worry about it.
so we're using muscles we hadn't used before. So that's a good thing, right?
That's a great thing. It's all those rotator cuff muscles, all those core muscles of your shoulder. You're going to work those as well as your major muscle groups that you want to work.
That's interesting, man. It's definitely where I need, and I've been improving with the little bit I've been doing. So I'm going to do more of this for sure. So that's pretty simple exercises, and they're very powerful in my mind. Now you were telling me that you can do all kinds of exercises. We're not going to go through them. What would you say to the audience how to use these. What else can they do besides what we just showed them?
Well, in the future we can show them you can do biceps, triceps, you can work your core. There's all kind of core work that you can do. Lots of different leg work you can do. Pretty much everything you can do with a weight machine or a universal machine you can do with TRX.
Okay, folks, if you like this, we get a lot of hits. We'll come back with a second edition for your core, your stomach core. We did the shoulder core today, right? Yeah. So, John, that was great, buddy. I hope the audience likes it. If you like it, hit subscribe. You got a parting word to the audience?
Bye.
Yeah, we'll end this video on a quote by Napoleon Hill. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. So that's more or less a nice quote to end this video. If you believe this will work for you, it will work for you. If you believe it doesn't work for you, it won't work for you. It's a great exercise. It's a short video. It doesn't cover everything in it, but gives you the idea. You can go to the gym, or you can buy the TRX system online, install it in your garage or another place in your house, depending on how big your house is. Easiest way I've found is I had one at my house, and it's better when you have it at the gym myself. But again, we're not the experts in this in quartering to show you how to do it, but it's a device, an exercise. It's really like doing push-ups, or as long as you're safe and understand the concept of falling and getting hurt, or not holding on. So it's relatively simple. But look for other advice. Give us a call, drop us a line. But enjoy and hit subscribe.